silverhaired snowflake show. This is the Milo show, and it's time for you to go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Raw Media, where we bring you all the real and woke. You're in for some laughs today with some of Milo Yiannapolous' funniest moments. Without any further ado, let's get right into things. It looks like Milo approves of the following message.
I'd like to start saying I've survived cancer twice, and I definitely say...
I know what you're going to say, and so does everybody else, but say it anyway.
I'd rather have cancer than feminism.
With this one, we really get an insight into the mind of a gay man.
You know, we've all been there, right? As homosexuals, we've all played the straight, we all sort of tried to pretend to be straight for the first couple of days in a new job, just so that all of the other gays are like, oh, I really want to bang that. And then as soon as they find out you're gay, they're like, oh, okay, whatever, honey.
Clearly, Milo is very fond of his parents.
Are your parents still alive?
Unfortunately.
Well, I can't really ask for a better answer than that.
No, I just find them really boring, and it's this sort of thing where you're supposed to like respect and love your parents, and I'm like, okay, fine, I will.
Come on, you're a conservative.
Exactly. So I have all this pressure on me to be nice to my mom and dad, and actually they're just really boring, and my mom was a complete cunt, so...
This is one of the craziest statements that you will hear.
Defending... Am I? Baby... The amount of black that's been in my mouth. It's really I must be the most self-loathing white supremacist in the world.
Welcome everyone to the Milo Show.
Off you go. Off you go. Off you go. I'm sorry, darling. This isn't the silver-haired snowflake show. This is the Milo show, and it's time for you to go.
Her own article came back to bite her.
Staff was speculating about how I look naked, I would cause the sort of fuss that would make Charlotte Proudman look meek. If I heard a female colleague doing the same thing about Andrew in accounts, I'd probably laugh and I might even join in.
This is one hell of a way to look at things.
I believe that God made me gay so that I could go for the jugular with feminists, and I've got cover. You know, I firmly believe I was made a homosexual just as cover, just as an identity politics distraction, like a misdirection maneuver, just to throw them at the beginning. So they meet me and they're like, "Oh, it's this nice gay guy. He's going to be fine." And then I'm like, "If facts are wrong, you know, I could stick up for straight guys in a way they could never stick up for themselves."
Talk about going for the kill.
Yeah, I said the women in it were fat and ugly and fat, and they are, and I'll tell you why I find this problematic. We've started to marginalize traditional beauty standards, you know. Now what we're expected to do is to celebrate body positivity and you know, that it's okay to abuse their bodies, to run the risk of horrible diseases and awful chronic conditions and to die sooner. That's horrible.
She tried to be cheeky, but it backfired pretty quickly.
That's what I'm explaining.
Is that male economist or female economist, just to be clear?
Well, I mean, where I get most of my figures on this from is from a feminist female academic, Christina Hoff Sommers at the American Enterprise Institute in the US, who looks at the figures from the UK and the US, and she does a broad survey of all economists, I'm sure of all genders, but my source for this sort of stuff is generally Christina Hoff Sommers, so she is a...
This guy definitely isn't afraid to speak his mind.
All right, I think we've had enough. We've had enough fun at the expense of the disabled. Thank you very much. I'm sorry you're so stupid.
He did what to a cat?
Fire to stuff. You know, I was a little shit. I'd probably deserve it.
Fire to things.
Microwave the cat once.
You literally just explained everything about yourself in one very short sentence.
No, but the cat, I felt like the cat was getting more attention.
I'm sorry, you felt like the cat was getting more attention, so you put it in the microwave. Is that true?
In this one, Milo has a very interesting proposal.
There not enough women working in tech, there aren't enough, blacks in this, whatever. I've always wanted to start a petition for heterosexuals on fragrance counters. Why aren't there more straight men selling perfume?
He can also crack some pretty funny jokes about himself.
Racists hate me. They hate me. Of course they do. So racists hate me, but I'm a white supremacist. You're just confusing me. You're confusing me. And I'm very easily confused because I'm a homosexual, but...
Someone's tooting their own horn in this one.
free speech activist, so sometimes I say outrageous and controversial things. Sometimes I'm a jokester and a trickster and a Loki-esque figure. The political left, the feminists and the social justice warriors and the leftist journalists don't like me very much and call me a variety of names because they find me difficult to categorize. They don't understand how a gay guy could have these opinions or whatever. I don't really fit into any box, so I represent sort of a threat to them because I'm persuasive and charismatic and have a huge fan base. They just really don't know how to deal with me.
Very modest as well, Dan.
He's just very unbothered about what people think.
You wrote a scathing review about Ghostbusters.
It was quite measured. It's just everybody else was lying that they liked the movie when nobody really did.
And then what happened?
So I exchanged some words with Leslie Jones, one of the leads, who I was unimpressed with, like I was unimpressed with all of them. I cracked some jokes, I was mean and bitchy, like I always am. And if I crack a few jokes at a Hollywood megastar's expense...
In this clip, Milo dodged a very dangerous assassination attempt.
Among all world cultures is determined to undermine and destroy the very principles that made itself possible.
Don't ever trigger Milo one bit. He'll get to you.
You're listening to bad sources because you come here and you sort of under your breath almost, not as loudly as you said anything else, but under your breath you sort of said, oh, white supremacists, blah, blah, blah. You kind of wanted to get it under the radar, you wanted to say it without me having an opportunity to dispute it. F you. How dare you call me a white supremacist?
Milo's a very flamboyant character. He sure loves to put on a show.
Milo Yiannapolous.
Let me broaden your worldview.
2 tickets to the gem show. You know what they say about big gems, right?
This is a pretty interesting observation.
Well, I know there's an actual phobia of antiques, more so than homophobia. There's a clinical phobia. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton.
There's no clinical phobia of antiques. That's ridiculous. It's just attention seeking. And yes, of course, antiques are gay. How many straight people do you know that work in antique shops?
I don't know anybody who works in
No. Well, if you did, they would be gay. No, I've always wondered about which the this sort of, they're not enough women.
Milo just finds almost anything very funny.
I find Islam quite funny. I find all sorts of things that I'm not supposed to... What's that? Aloha snack bar, yeah. I find trannies quite funny. I mean, all these things are inherently very entertaining, but we're told that we can't laugh about them because we're offending someone.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you see more content like this and much more. Goodbye for now, guys. We'll see you next time.